What's up, everybody? This is Sticky Tack. We've made it all the way to episode 10. Thank you so much for holding on till double digits, and I promise this episode is worth it. What's going on, guys? Now that the factory's running, we got to make it look nice, and here's kind of what I'm thinking. I want to kind of make like a front, big round-ish entrance area, kind of come off like this, and then go at a shallower angle like this. And then same thing on this side, kind of like this. I'm not really 100% confident what I want to do with the right side because this area here is not perfectly centered in the building. I think I just kind of slapped it down when I installed it the first time. So we'll probably have to play that one by ear, but I don't think it's going to be too rough. I guess we'll see. I've more... In most of my career, my Satisfactory career, I've been more worried about making sure my factories are totally efficient and making big production things like this, and then decorating it just kind of never happens. I usually just wall it up into a big box. So this will be a first for me, but here's kind of what I'm thinking. I would like to do the patented road barrier trick to give me a 45-degree angle, which is there. And I want to start off going in this direction in a 45-degree angle, and then once I get down somewhere, for now we're going to try right here, I want to make that angle a little more shallow. So my goal is going to be to try and get this edge to match up pretty much with this edge right here. And that's actually not too bad right now. There. Now what I'm going to end up wanting to do is get rid of the curbs and the hypertubes and everything. And then I was kind of thinking, do I want to keep these truck stops where I had planned them, or do I want to put them more like in the area I'm standing now? Or is this the control room? That might be the way to go. You come in here and there's all the... If I get wire mod, like I was talking about, you can see all the rates and everything. A lot of work though. So what I did for the front design here is I took these painted beams and kind of mounted them on an angle up a wall like this in diagonal mode. And then I covered them in these big concrete pillars just to make it look a little more robust. And I'm not 100% happy with it right now. You can see I took it all the way down to the floor, hoping that it looked a little more serious, I guess. What do we think? I mean, does that look good? I probably need something... I wonder if I just take walls. Oh, really? Darn it. Maybe I extend 3 of them? Does that look better? Kind of, actually, yeah. Ooh, I like this. Hey, check this idea out, guys. Totally stole this from Fluxo. If you haven't heard of him or checked him out, check him out. He's awesome. 'Cause I'm in too deep and I'm trying to finish this freaking phase 2, and it's gonna drive me crazy. Gonna drive me crazy. Do, 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 do. Looks very boxy, I guess. Fortressy. Looks like a fortress. Maybe that's a good thing, though. Maybe if we put something on the sign, it'll look a little better. Why is there so many gaps in my crushed Caterium? Okay, maybe something different. Yeah, there it is. That looks good. Let's make the right side. Well, it didn't take long. Critical blunder number one. I made these pillars too low. This little guy is one tick too short. So, let's redo it. Alright, that wasn't the most painful thing I've done so far. I like the way it's turning out. Now that I've got the second side on there. And then I will, I can build... I'll have to figure out exactly how to do it, but basically build something across. Yeah, I think this is going to look pretty good. Oh! This factory is just full of critical blunders. It looks okay, but one glaring issue is that this side is a whole block shorter than this side. So totally screwed up my math somehow. So we're pretty much going to have to redo this entire thing, like this whole area. Well, no, just from here out. Whatever. Okay, that could have been worse. Everything's looking good though. I'm gonna like the way this looks. Like if I this is over here is not finished, so like if I look like this, and then imagine walls across. Let's put walls real quick. Like this, and then have something going on here, some kind of cool design or something. Maybe use these pillars somehow. But yeah, I'm liking this. Turning out better than I thought. Let's finish up this right side. Well, someone somewhere is really unhappy with me because my game just crashed, and now, not only have I had to rebuild this same style wall 3 times, now I'll have to do it a 3rd and a half time. So thank you for whoever that was. It's probably freaking Bill Gates or something. Hey guys, Sticky's recording. Crash this game. It'll be funny. Freaking jerks. I do like this. It feels like a fortress or like an arena or something. Something weird. But it looks pretty slick. Now we just need to figure out what we want to do with this area. And then we have the whole rest of the building. Moment of truth. Yes. Oh, that looks good. Now they close, right? Now they close. They don't close. Oh, okay, maybe I just had to move. That's weird. What happens when it comes back through? Okay. Okay. Sweet. I think this is what we go with. I like the way it's looking right now. Could it be better? Yeah, maybe. But I like it. We need to figure out what to do with this hypertube just going through the wall and the conveyor belt. But that's no big deal. I like this. Looks good. So I found 2 issues already. One's a rather big issue. So the miner that I have a crusher module on actually makes 80 crushed stone per minute. For some reason I was thinking it was only 40. But it's obviously based on probably the node purity. So I only hit a Mark 1 belt here. So this was backing up, the stone was backing up, which was backing up my crushed sapphirite production. And I'm gonna bet I've done that in several different places. I did make that same mistake on all my pure nodes. I didn't realize they were making 80 stone, so I had to go around to all my pure nodes that I am farming, which is not very many right now. My tier 1 factory isn't on pure nodes, right? Oh, I'm not using the crusher module anyway. So yeah, I had to go to Caterium. There's my sapphirite, which is down through there, and that copper node over there. All 3 of them were backed up, so that makes a lot more sense. So the other issue I had, issue number 2, was that I have two belts of steel ingots. Steel ingots here, and then steel ingots that come through here. Well, as you can see, there's not very many steel ingots left on this belt, and I was using this belt for this steel ingot use. And so I was not making anywhere near enough of these beams and pipes and I think screws, yeah. All those screws are with the rods. So anyways, we should be good to go now. Hopefully. And we learned something else new. This carbon dust was way backed up, and it's because you cannot sink carbon mesh. Who knew? You know, I haven't thought about my power in a while, and I probably need to be more conscious of that, because I gotta be getting pretty close. Oh, oh yeah. Yeah, we're getting a little close on the max consumption. I guess what's nice is I know that there's some space for the max consumption to drop down, but hydroelectric power is the only reason that I didn't trip the fuse already. Alright. Heck yeah, hydroelectric power OP. Alright, now that we're not worried about our power, at least for now, we need to figure out how we want to do this roof. I think that I want to kind of ramp it up so that you can actually see it from the front, and it's not just like a flat roof. So try doing something like this, and then I don't know how we angle the sides in, but we'll figure it out. There, we'll kind of do this all the way around and see what it looks like. Hopefully there's not too much clipping, and it actually looks decent. Yeah, it's not so bad. A little bit of corners showing, but could be worse. If I've ever seen something look strong, this is it. This looks very strong. I like it though. It's a good little it's a good thing. And I mean, you can probably see it from forever away. It probably looks pretty cool from far away. Let's try to figure out what we want to do with the walls around the building. I don't know, I kind of like the steel wall. It feels expensive because they use steel beams, but I've been producing steel beams in that rinky-dink steel factory this whole time, and now I'm making them in this factory. So like, I should have a decent amount. I might be able to do it. But yeah, I kind of like this look. Instead of the concrete. I mean concrete up here and then steel in the back. Could be cool. Wow, I never realized when it rains that the concrete gets wet. It's like shiny. This game's pretty amazing. Honestly, how do these things get everywhere? They're everywhere. They're never not where you're at. How are you up here? Go home, guy. Yeesh. Ooh, as much of a headache as this was, this is pretty satisfying to look at. Alright, enough slacking. Let's finish this building. Woo! We are so close I can taste it. I just got to get these truck stations in, which we have that blueprint for. Maybe do a little bit of lighting because it's inside, and I think that's it. I have said that so many times, but I'm gonna say it with confidence this time. I think that is it. Yes. All right, here it is, all set up. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 truck bays. This one right here is where the coal comes in, and then the other ones are all for parts going out. 5 of them are going to be for the space elevator parts, and then we'll have 2 extra, probably these 2 over here, for future use potentially. What could that possibly be for? Alright, well, I added a couple extra lights here. It was just kind of dreary, and I think I'm going to continue to add more lights. But also what I'm kind of considering is putting some storage containers like here and here, and then belting all the storage from way down there to here, so that all you have to do is walk in this front door, and then there's storage here and here. You don't have to go to that awkward spot to get the stuff. I like that idea. I'm probably going to pull the trigger on it. We did it. We got the comforting, easy to access storage set up. The only thing I have left to do is just figure out exactly how many per minute of everything I'm producing. I had it written down in that flowchart sheet, but we all know how that went, so I'll just have to run through and write all these down and get them plugged in here. So last step for this factory is going to be space elevator parts. Belt them up and ship them out. It's exciting. But first, I think that most of you would appreciate taking a look at the belt work underneath the floor here. It's it's something to look at. You all remember this, right? Of course you do. But we did this. This is what it took to to get these working. These little storage containers. Took all this belting. And I'll tell you that belting on the ceiling is a lot more cumbersome than belting on the floor. I would not recommend it. We are so close. There's 2 things that I have left to do. I need to make the photovoltaic cell plant, which is very easy to do. I could actually pretty much do it right now with what I have, but I want to make something permanent with the cryolite. So it'll be a small permanent plant for this. And then I need to make the paths for the trucks. And I also need to get the rates per minute, but I think I'm going to do that while the trucks are running. We are so close. Oh, I'm excited. Alright, well, first things first. Let's do the tractor routes. Here we go. This is a pretty cool view, driving up to this. It's like the frickin' Superdome. Yeah. Alright, first truck's done. I'm not going to sit here and watch all these trucks do their thing. I'm just going to trust that they're going to work after I got that first one going. The only question I have that we'll probably find out pretty quickly here is if they bump into each other, like over in the factory, which looks cool from out here too. Wow. They bump into each other in there, do they just fall apart, or do they try to get back on track once or twice? Hopefully it's the latter, and they try to get back on track once or twice. But I guess we'll find out. There they go. All the trucks are set up. I want to get the photovoltaic cells going, but first I want to go back and fix all the issues in my routes. So I don't know if you guys saw, but there were several times where the truck would just hit a bump and stop, and it would cause a pause node in the truck route. So then the next time I ran the next truck, I would have to stop behind that truck because it was stopped at its pause node, and it just got all messy. So we're going to try and fix that. Okay, so we're all about to learn something about tractors together. I think if you just jump in one, you can do load path, and then like the smart plating one I know was good, but I want to hide the, hide the arrows. See, arrows gone, arrows gone. Okay, cool. Now I can load. So let's block out everything but one path. Wiring, I guess. So block this one. Okay. So now we can try and delete these pauses. Edit. Delete. Yes. So this one should just be straight, and then I think he actually backed up out here. Yeah, see, I don't like all this. So I'm going to delete. And I'm just going to delete. Yes. Delete node to edit path. Confirm. Delete. Confirm. I'm just going to delete all these, and then he should just drive straight through. Hopefully. I think that was the wiring one. I'm going to guess that one of these. Okay, so that's the other one I did. Darn it. Okay. Alrighty. See ya, buddy. Okay. Okay, and we're done. I do believe that all my truck routes for this one are now set up. It's peculiar though, because I have not seen my coal truck. Oh boy. Oh boy. What's he doing? Why has he stopped? Oh, wait a minute. Tell me that was that same truck. What's going on? What's he doing? He's confused. It's gotta be my coal truck. I don't know what this one is. One, two, three, four, five. This is my stators. Okay, well there he goes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright. They should all be good then. I hope I don't have to deal with that a lot. Alright, last step is to make our photovoltaic cells. I'm going to have to extend this roadway all the way down to where the cryolite was. So I'll do that and see you in a minute. Alright, that wasn't so painful. Back over here by all the cryolite and quartz, and we have a bridge. An unsupported bridge that floats, but it is a bridge. So I'll have to remember to support that before the end of the video. So go ahead and modify this just a little bit and make some photovoltaic cells. Wrap up phase 2. So this is really it for simple photovoltaic cells. And I'm actually kind of recycling here. So I'm taking the quartz. The silica recipe makes quartz, and you can actually crush quartz to make more silica. So I'm going to have 30 leftover quartz, and I'll have this 20 crushed stone left over that I'll put into some storage. But that's it. Then I have 120 silica. So this right here gets me 120 silica. And then I need 60 glass, which is 90 sand. So it's more sand than I was expecting. But fortunately, we have this peat node here. And if you know anything about sand nodes, take a little modular miner, you plop it on there, and then you plop a crusher module on there. Put your little steel mining head, which I don't have steel screws for. Give me 1 second. Okay, steel mining head, and power, and watch this. Boom. 60 sand, 60 more sand, and 40 more sand. So that's however much that is. 160 sand off of a normal peat node. You can actually do that on any of the dirt nodes. This one just happens to be peat soil. So there's our sand. Let's belt it up. And there we go. Wasn't even hard. And I definitely got it right on the first try. I didn't put constructors down and take forever to realize that it was smelters that needed glass. And I definitely didn't struggle to figure out that I needed to use a smart splitter with overflow to make this sand work properly. Maybe I did. Okay, so here's the deal, just like the rest of the space elevator parts. Turning that off for now. So the last thing to do is build a truck station, connect the road, and finish phase 2. We're almost there. Here's the truck station. I still need to finish up connecting these hyper tubes here, but I ran out of brass pipes, so that'll have to wait. But I could do it while the space elevator's filling up, because we're ready. To celebrate this occasion, I am going to ride with the tractor on its maiden voyage to deliver the photovoltaic cells. Do your thing, buddy. Let's do this. Yeah. Get a little pickup action. See if we can watch them come out. Oh, ho, 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 yeah. Here it is. I think the worst part about this is that I just noticed that this belt right here is not perfectly straight. But look at these. Look at these. Come on in, babies. Num 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 num. Let's watch it tick up. Watch it tick. Yeah, buddy. Alright, let's fix this. Alright, so I ran over, turned on all the space elevator part assemblers, and this is the last assembler that we have left to turn on. Boom. So momentarily, every space elevator part should start ticking up. It's going to take some time for the parts to travel down the belts and get into the truck stop, and then the truck grabs it, and the truck takes the space off. But we are in the process of completing phase 2. We've been working for several episodes on this, and we're finally here. Does that feel good or what? I can tell you, yes, it does. So it's 100. I'm making 100 lead plates, and I'm using 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I just need to cut back. I need to cut this one back 50%, and then I'm good. The rest of the lead ingots will get sunk. Oh, wait a minute. Look up at the top right. It's happening. It's happening. Oh, here we go. Here's one right here. Yeah. Yes. Look at, there goes rotor blades. Oh man, this is nice. Are stators going? Stators are on this floor, I think. Yeah, there goes the stators. This is looking pretty promising. There's still a little bit of yellow out there, but it's not a ton. This is backing up. I'm pretty happy with where the factory's at right now. There's still quite a bit of catching up it has to do, but I just fixed several little issues here and there. They were just simple things. I missed a belt in one spot, T-junction messed up. I had a couple ratios wrong. I didn't underclock where I needed to. So it's not too bad. The brass is my biggest issue right now. These brass solidifiers are running at 13% and 6% when it should be 100 and 100. But the main reason for that was that my copper T-junction was messing with my zinc, and you need zinc to make the brass, molten brass. So hopefully it'll catch up. So I've been filming for well over 10 hours on this episode, so before we go over on episode time, I was going to do a world recap and kind of fly over all of our permanent structures and look at what they're producing. Because when I make a factory, I want to make sure that it produces 100% efficient, and whatever is getting overproduced just gets synced, so nothing is ever stopped. Everything is always going, and it'll hopefully result in a perfectly straight, or basically perfectly straight, power consumption line. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to have time to do that this episode, because I have too much that I want to delete. All of my little temporary factories and factories that I've air quote decommissioned. So we're going to save it for next time, and that's going to wrap up the episode. I appreciate you guys sticking around and continuing to watch. I am starting to lose a little bit of motivation, especially on video editing. So please subscribe if you like the content. It definitely keeps my motivation high and gives me something to kind of strive for. Thank you all so much. We'll see you in episode 11.